Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Chris and Tammy here, coming to you live from Daytona Beach, Florida. Folks, listen, first of all, we want to thank you for joining us this morning or this evening or afternoon, depending on where you are located around the planet. And I always love to welcome all of you that are coming in first in. I know Bakshir from India, welcome. Great to have you here bright and early. Dr. Ricky, great to have you from Taylor, Texas. Great to have you. Marie-Paul, bonjour, bonjour. How are you from Toronto? Let's see who we have. We have Mark Stevens. Welcome, Mark, from Adio, USA. We have, let's see. We have Sai. Great to have you here from Mississauga, Ontario. We have Francis. Welcome. Moses. Great to have you here. BG Junction LLC. Great to have you here. We have Wesley. Great to have you here. From Martin, Kentucky, I think. KY, is that it is? I'm Canadian, right? Sometimes the state's abbreviation. I may make a mistake, and I do apologize if I do that. We have Kim from Florida. Great to have you here, Flora. Thank you for joining us. I know you're always around all our presentations and trainings. And by the way, congratulations on your lives and your Instagram and TikTok. You're doing fantastic, Filera, from Belgium. Let's see, you have Pamela. Great to have you here from Santa Rosa, California. Inyunam from Ghana. Welcome, Inyunam. Great to have you here. So, Tammy, I love what you were sharing earlier about the importance of staying the course and not to give up. Why don't you go ahead and start with that?
Yeah, Chris and I were having a conversation just before we got on this session today, because we've been teaching and we've been doing 90-day sessions for so many years. Some of you who have joined us, Marie-Paul in particular, she's been following us from day one in this industry, and we've been partners that long. And I've been doing a 90-day drive into momentum for I don't know, Marie-Paul, it must have been at least 20 plus years. And one of the things that I noticed in the process of doing this is the halfway mark. And this is where we're at, you guys. We're in this halfway mark where most people need to be lifted up again. Okay, so think of all the people in your organization who are in the 90-day drive that need a phone call from you, that need a quick message from you, that need to hop on a Zoom with you and have a good conversation and to bring them back to why they started in the first place. I got goosebumps on my legs just thinking about it, because I know that halfway mark. We've been teaching and doing 90 days. We know what it's like. It's hard, right? It's hard to stay focused for 90 days. And that's why we all need each other. That's why these sessions are so important to get plugged in again. You know, we're always talking about, if you're not plugged in, you're gonna fade away. And how many people in your organization are not plugged in and have faded away? Okay, so showing up matters. And I want to congratulate every single one of you for showing up, because that's what it takes. And Chris and I got that when we joined network marketing. We understood that if we keep showing up, if we would learn from the presenters and we could start presenting and we could start teaching people to present and lead, then we can create a duplication organization. And that's what we've done. That's what we did. And there's no rocket science here, you guys. Chris and I are average people who just got so fed up with the system, we needed to take control of our lives. And these drives are so important. Will you get sidetracked? Absolutely. Life is going to get in the way. It happened for us, and we had to do some traveling and take some time because of family. This is going to happen, you guys, but you got to get back on track. Chris and I understand this. The moment we flew back home, we got right back on track, and we're back into our trainings. We're back into our presenting. We're back into our prospecting, because that's what leaders do.
You know what, Tammy, you're so dead on. And there's so many things, folks. And let's face it, folks, there is a lot of distraction that's going on politically and all of these things here, folks. And at the end of the day, here's the thing that you have to be careful. Don't get caught into the distraction to get you off the race, to get you off your goals. Okay? These distractions, they're cyclical. They come in and they go out. They go in and go out. It's just life. And unfortunately, what's happening is the herd, this is us, the people, we tend to get caught up into everything that's going on that you have absolutely no control over. But unfortunately, you're the recipients of your decision of where you choose to focus your energy and efforts towards. And what Tammy's talking about is really important. See, Tammy and I, one of the reasons we've been very successful in our business in network marketing, it's not because we're anybody special, other than the fact that we never stop. We keep moving forward. Whenever we get distracted, we're human beings. We certainly do. We also watch TikTok and Facebook and the news and CNN and Fox News, whatever. We watch everything. But folks, you got to discipline your mind and focus on what matters and not what matters not. Very important. So this training today is actually quite important. And the reason why I'm saying this, let me just kind of focus here on the right slide. Here we go. Is as you are building your business, so we started with month one. Month one was there's nobody. Right? We're kind of simulating the scenario where there's nobody in your business. Some of you may have people when you started the 90-day run, but the point is we're starting from where we are and growing. And then the next step after that is you need to follow up, because when you make the initial contact, and you can go back to previous trainings. Okay, so you just go back to the GVO. I've shared that in many past trainings. You just go to the GVO YouTube channel. You go to the 90-day playlist, 90-day campaign playlist. You can watch every single training there, and every single one of them I showed you where you can find all of these playlists and everything else. My point is we've covered all of that, so we're not going to repeat that. So we covered the initial contact. We've covered the following up. Now, once people are in the business, and this is where often associates tend to fail in our business, is they think that they've done the job by sponsoring them, and then they step back and they go back to the next recruit. That's not wrong, but there's a piece missing, and that's what we're covering here today, is the duplicatable system. It's the system that will make you money in this business. And the system has to be simple and duplicatable. That's what we want. We're not going to give you specific systems. Why? Because there are many leaders that might be listening to these trainings, and we do not want their team to be confused by, well, Chris and Tammy said this. No, absolutely not. What Chris and Tammy shared are concept, kind of like the alphabet, right? For you to learn how to read and write. And then some of you are going to write novels, and some of you are going to write emails, whatever that is. The point is you'll learn how to communicate to be able to move forward. Okay, so that's what we want to cover here today. So this is session 4. So we've finished the month of January, of course. We're finishing the month of February. Okay, the next training we're going to fall into the month of March, which is the last month, which we're going to put everything together. So now is the system, and why is the system why a duplicatable system matters. Sometimes I think of something and I'm reading something when it clashes. So the fact is consistency, and that's the point here, is what creates momentum in your team. I use the example often. If you are in a plane, and I know maybe using the plane is a bad example recently, but you understand the concept is if the plane never goes fast enough, it's never going to have enough speed to be able to have air to lift the plane off the ground. For that, you need to get into momentum. That's the reason why the pilot presses the gas so the plane goes really fast, because it's not like a runway that goes on for thousands of miles, right? There's just a couple miles for the plane to take off. And it goes halfway, and then it goes way up. Once it's up, then you can release some of the pressure and just maintain through the speed to be able to stay where you are. So that's kind of what it is. Consistency creates momentum, and that's the consistency. We're there now. We're creating that consistency of keeping the plane in the air. And then what's important here is you need a simple, repeatable system to ensure success. It cannot be complicated. Like telling your associate you need to sponsor 50 people, that's scary for most people. You don't talk like that. It may happen over time for sure. But the fact is, we want to show you the system. You need one on the left, one on the right. I'm just giving you a quick example. I'm going to show you how I get people initiated. And I'll show you the first email that my first associate received. I'm going to show you how this is organized. But the point is, you need to have a simple, repeatable system that the moment someone gets in, they get exposed to. That will create long-term success. That's the reason why Tammy and I have done well. Not because we're the biggest recruiters by a long shot, we're not. But the retention in our world is quite amazing because the environment, the ecosystem that we create for people to stick around and to stay in target with their goals. It's all part of the motivation of training. And that's why we do these trainings every Saturday. It is so important. Duplication allows leaders to scale and grow effectively. Really, really important. See, often I know that some people are born leaders, but also leaders are forged. Or forged through a bit of pressure, a bit of hard work, and the compound effect of all that will determine the kind of leader that you are going to become. So the call to action here, folks, is master the system so you can teach it to others. I'm going to show you a concept for you to duplicate the system, because some of you probably have a system with your existing leader, and maybe some of you do not have. And if you do not, I'll share with you some of the things we do, but what we do is not the end all. It is an example of many. At the end of the day, it's a repeatable process that people receive as they get started. And if you think about it, what do we need to do in this business? We need to stay active by paying our membership. We need to sponsor one on the left, one on the right. And every time someone comes in, of course, we need to install the software. These are the, it's not hard, but these are simple steps. And if this is repeated with every single individual that is serious and wants to build this business, there is no point of failure, because the duplication process will compound the growth effect. This is what we want to help you accomplish here. Tammy, do you have anything else you want to add to this as we move on to the pillars?
No, I mean, let's continue with the training, because as we train these PowerPoints, we're going to obviously share experiences as well, and the best way to maximize your pay. And that's what it's all about, right? So how can everybody maximize their ranks and their income? Because if your rank grows, your income grows. And by doing that, it's about people, you guys. It's about helping people get to the next level. It's to be that inspiration, somebody to lean on, that guide who's going to help the person get over whatever hurdle they may be in right now, because we all go through it. We've been in this industry a long time. We've hit more friggin' walls than most people. Why? Because we keep going out there, plugging in and doing it. That's why we hit walls. You don't grow if you don't go and hit walls. That's part of the process of getting to the next level. So don't be afraid of that process, because that's part of the process. And you just come back stronger and better in your communication skills and your people development skills. You'll grow so much more in prospecting, inviting, all of these skills that come natural for us today was never a natural thing for us when we first started. Okay, so the key is to build all of that up. So the 3 pillars of our duplicatable system is simplicity, you guys. If you don't keep this simple, people will run. We all know that everybody today is busy. Everybody's got jobs. Everybody's got, even part-time stuff. Everybody's got, families or responsibility, taking care of parents. We all get that. We get that. So if you keep it simple, then many, many people can do it. So do you want to have a minimal amount of people that can do something, or do you want to have a mass amount of people that can do it? Obviously mass, right? So keep it simple. And Chris just shared it with you with the 4 benchmarks. It's simple. Go get 2, one left, one right. Everybody knows 2 people that uses their phones, that takes pictures, videos, and has got $10. Everybody does. I mean, if you're not talking to people, you'll never find them, because everybody does. Okay, that's the greatest target market for our product, obviously service, is the fact that everybody's got phones, everybody's got devices. So our target market is massive. massive, and everybody's got $10. And if they don't have $10, they need this business more than anybody else. Right? So simplicity is absolutely the key. System driven, not people driven. It has to be system driven, because I can't be you, you can't be me. We all are unique individuals who have a style and have a different energy, and we go out and connect. And energy always matches energy. So anytime you're connecting with people, make sure your energy is in a way that you want people to be attracted to you, and you inspire them and you create curiosity in them. Okay, but keep it simple, you guys. The more simple you keep it, the stronger and the faster your organization is going to grow. Watch the ones that are growing right now. I can guarantee you it's all based on simplicity and consistency. Number two, that's a big one. You got to be embedding this into your DNA. You got to be consistent at connecting with new people. If you're home and you're not out and about connecting with people, social media is an absolute massive platform. No excuse that you don't know anybody. That is just a horrible excuse. You just got to go out and join groups, bring value into groups, connect with people personally, celebrate them on their birthdays, all the things that are going to build relationships for them to recognize you, and then they go and check you out. Next thing you know, you're messaging back and forth. Next thing you know, they're open to look at something, because now they built that foundation of a connection, and you can see how it rolls. And then you say, hey, would you be open to having a look at an opportunity that can give you what you were looking for based on posts that they put, or whatever it is, right? But consistency, you guys, that's the whole message. Consistent in connecting, consistent in doing the numbers, consistent in following up with people, consistent in signing up people, consistency, consistency, consistency every single day. I don't care how busy you guys are. I don't care how busy you are. You do have 10, 15 minutes a day. And once you do 10, 15 minutes a day, you'll realize that you have 30. And I know that because we've done groups where we've done 15-minute segments on prospecting that turned into 30 minutes, that even went into an hour, because people started to get results and they started to get excited. Okay, so consistency and scalability. It's got to be scalable. Everyone should be able to implement everything. The process. Everybody should be able to do that. Okay. And make sure you're following up with your people, finding out where they're at, finding out where they're stuck. Okay. You need to follow up with your people. Make sure they're plugging in. If things are not working for them, guess what? They're not plugged in. I can guarantee you they're not plugged in. All right. So the activity is, what's one thing that you can improve right now to make your system easier and duplicatable? Think of what you're doing right now to build your business. And you guys, you should always have a pen and paper, or a notepad on your desktop, or whatever it is on your phone. You should always be taking notes, always be taking screenshots. Don't just come here and listen, because when you leave, it goes out the other end. Okay, you got to take notes. And you got to find out what it is for you that's missing. How can you improve to become better today? What can you do right now to be more duplicatable? Are you prospecting? Maybe that's what it is. You need to improve on getting new members. You need to improve on talking to more people. Maybe you need to be improving on consistency. Maybe you're not consistent. Maybe one day you're talking to a couple people and then don't talk to people for a few days. So you lose that momentum, you guys. When this happens, you lose momentum. 90 days is momentum.
I want to show people a little bit of kind of a small segment of what I do to get people. The moment I enroll someone, and every one of you have the capability to do exactly what I'm sharing with you. And if you don't know how to use the tools in your back office, I highly recommend you go back, sort through the playlist of the Saturday trainings, and look at email marketing. It's all there. So from there, if I go on my lead capture system, okay, you'll notice that on the right hand side, now I may have more group than you do, but let's say this is, everybody has that. They're resellers. Okay. Resellers, these are people that become associates. These are people that are activating into your business. And when that happens, then they are going to start receiving the emails that are part of this campaign. Okay. So you can actually create a follow-up. Okay. And you can keep adding following ups. These are the ones I created. So welcome to the team, name of the person. Your success starts now. And from there, you'll notice that it's been sent to 92 people. So these are 92, let's give you an example, 90 people that I sponsored, okay? And it's been opened 204 times. What does that mean? That means people are coming back to that email to access information that I put in there. That is the initial step of creating a duplication system. And I'm just going to click the little eye there to see it. Okay. So I put a picture of my wife and I. This is our balcony here in Florida. And just to make it more personal and so forth, share a little bit of our lifestyle without bragging too much, but to show that we're obviously doing something right here. And it just kind of, it gives them a bit of a welcoming message. Okay. We've created our own platform here to support members that need extra trainings. If they've never been in network marketing before, they don't know how to do this business. We have free trainings that are there, among other things that are going to be made available as we move forward in time. And then from there, right away, I talk about, very important, please make sure that you install the apps and on your computer and your phone device. Okay. Step one, join the God Backup team support. Okay. And then from there, everything is there. I say, hey, book a call with me if you need more information. So I have a calendar. You can do that through Calendly. If you don't know how to do these things, folks, hire a virtual assistant, like someone in the Philippines or Canada. Well, Canada might be a little bit expensive, or the US, because, you know, it's a bit more expensive to live in these countries, but it could be in the Philippines. It could be in Costa Rica. It could be in Panama. It could anywhere. You know what I'm talking about. So the fact is, you can hire some virtual assistants to help you do things that you don't know how to do. Now,
it's very straightforward, Chris. Candidly is very straightforward.
I get that. I get that.
And you can get a free account, to
Exactly.
have a booking system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So from there, get started right. Follow these steps. You see what I'm doing? Every single person that signs up with me will receive this email. And then from there, it says join the God Backup team support. We use the Now site. Some of you may be using, what's the other one, Tammy? I just have a blank here.
Boards?
A board. Okay.
But
some
they
of you may have something else that you created yourself. Whatever that is, the reason why we do that is because we want to make sure that people follow and have access to everything we make available. Okay. Now, from there, and then we're doing this within our own ecosystem. Your leaders may have something different for you. If you don't have anything, just let us know. We'll make sure that we provide you what we have, and you can copy it and duplicate it. Everything we do in building a God Backup business is public knowledge. It's not a secret. And then join the Telegram group. Why? Because this is where we post all the events, all the meetings. Some of you are doing wonderful trainings, wonderful events, as long as it's within God Backup. And I monitor this like a cop. Okay. I'm very serious about this. I don't want any spamming, any garbage. You know what I'm talking about. So in this group, from there, you can go ahead and be aware of what people do within your community. Okay. Again, it's public domain. And then there's the Facebook group. I want you to make sure that you connect to the Facebook group of GVO, God Backup. Okay. So it's all here. The reason I say GVO, that's the parent company. God Backup has many different little divisions. Excuse me. GVO has many different divisions, and God Backup is one of them, which is the one that I believe will become the biggest one. And then log into your member area. It's all there. That's email number one. And it's the reason why 209 clicks, 204 opens. So that means that once they open it, they might have clicked multiple links. Do you understand, folks? So the stats are pretty interesting here. The bounce rate, that means that the emails that are here are real emails. It's most likely because these are people that paid money, they're $10 a month to become an associate. So most likely that's not going to be spamming. So that's where you don't see a lot of spamming score here, because these are people that are real, not fake. The second one, you'll notice is not a lot because I added this one recently. I created it. And by the way, you can move things around here, by the way. So I don't want to do a training on that, but you can move things. So I moved it up here because it was created recently. And from there, what I did, it's not a pretty email because it has a lot of links, but it's just, hey, did you install the 2 apps? So again, I'm encouraging people to make sure that they install the app. Either this is for the computer app, and this is the mobile app. And these are the videos that people can watch. Okay. So they're very cool. Very, 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 very well done. And again, you need more information, book a call with me. I'm always, always making myself available. This is what I mean by this is a system. It's automatic. The moment someone signs up, everything goes in. It's like you in a milk farm. We have some friends who have beautiful cows, and it's amazing the system they have. And the cow goes into that entry point, and from there they just follow the system. They produce the milk, and then they get out. It's just, I'm just using an example from a great friend of mine that has a wonderful farm, a milk farm. My point in saying here, folks, is that's the system. There's an entry point, and then I tell them every step of the way where to go through the system. I don't have to be so busy training everybody, which we still do. But anyway, you get my point. So this is it. And then on the bottom here, we always have our Facebook, Chris and Tammy. We have here our God Backup Instagram. We have our God Backup YouTube channel. We have our God Backup TikTok plan. Okay. So do you understand what I'm doing here, folks? So I'm teaching you now. I might be a little bit more advanced for some of you, but I wanted to see how this works. And this goes on. And there's a few emails that's going on. The next email, I'm going to stop after this one here. Okay. This one here is comprehensive God Backup Q&A session. Okay. So we did a training on that. You click and you can watch it. So these are things that I made myself available. And I know that many of you may say, well, can I do that? Well, of course you can. And a lot of these things, you will find them into our trainings or past Saturday trainings. Okay. So this is what I wanted to walk you through as an example, as an entry point into my duplicatable system. Because at the end of the day, again, to repeat, what do they need to do? Well, one is they need to install the software. 2 is they need to sponsor one on the left, one on the right. When this is established, then the next person that comes in wants to do the same thing. Install the software, and then from there, sponsor one on the left, one on the right. Could you imagine if every single soul will do that? There would be no end to the growth of your business. The reason why there's no growth in your business is because nobody's doing that. They come in, they have no idea what they're coming in, but they think that money is going to come from the sky. Well, no, we got to get to work. And folks, this is the beauty of network marketing. If you do get to work and duplicate the process, it's amazing how beautiful the industry becomes. So how to onboard a new member efficiently? Well, set a clear expectation and goals from day one. So I recommend that you connect with these guys. Don't just see the system takes care of this, but also the human factor is very important. They need to know that there's a human being behind all of this. Now, I know that some folks do very, very well, and it will sponsor thousands of people automatically, and that's what they build, and that's totally cool. But Tammy and I go a step further, and it's probably one of the reasons we've done so well in this business. Provide simple tools in script to get started. If you go back to the trainings that we've done in the beginning of February and January, you'll notice that we have plenty of examples of scripts. Simple. When we say a script, I'm not talking about a big book for you to read. It's just a simple little lines to initiate the conversation, and another couple little lines as a follow-up, what to say to initiate the conversation. Once the person starts talking, you do more to the listening than the talking, because you're going to be responding to what they need to hear for them to make an educated decision to move forward. That's what we've done in month 1 and month 2. Now we need to duplicate the process. Some people want to present. Well, in our link that we talked about, where we use the Now site, where it's a system completely free for them to access this stuff. And then we have the presentations, we have examples, we have steps to get started, and we repeat some of the things that's in the email there. And there's so many more, so much more. And it's very important also is you need to make sure that you encourage accountability and regular check-ins, because people get cold very quickly. As I said at the beginning of this session, there are a lot of distraction that's happening in the world today with our economy. It's scary. But if you focus on your goals and you're doing the right activity, is not depending on other people to define your future, you will find that your life will not be as scary when it comes to your economical future. That's why we do what we do. We can live anywhere in the world because we have an online business. And with this online business, we have a service that everyone needs, a price that everyone can afford. Do you understand the power? We are following the footstep of a company that has achieved over 700 million users. Do you understand, folks, the potential financially for you? Do you see the big picture? That's what you want to instill to a new member, for them to see the potential. And when they gravitate and captures that vision, it's hard to look the other way, because it's only $10 a month and I use it anyway. Now my phone is free. I can start doing all of these things knowing that everything is there. And by the way, as an FYI, if you're going to back up your phone to any backup service like God Backup, make sure that your pictures are there before you start deleting photos. Because maybe your phone is not done doing the job and you just assume that it's done. No. If you watch the video, it will tell you that the files, they keep moving up and down that are transferring to the cloud. It'll stop. It'll tell you, oh, it's complete. Now you can go and check and find those pictures. And now it's really nice. It's going to put them into proper dates and months automatically for you. And every presentation that Tammy and I do on Wednesday evening, as you know, we do now that Joelle has asked us to take over for that. And we're grateful for this opportunity to really instill the potential that God Backup has to offer. And we also repeat that on Friday in the afternoon for the different time zone. So again, folks, is you need to make sure that people see the big picture, encourage them to stay focused. So what's your call to action on this? Well, make sure that every sign up is plugged into the system immediately. Don't just assume that they're going to learn how to feed themselves. Look at it as a newborn. I assure you that they need a lot of attention for quite a few years. It's the fate of humanity. It's who we are. But once we catch it, once we get it, the things that human can do, it's unbelievable. Look how much we've evolved. My point in saying here, folks, is at the beginning, you need to treat a new associate like a newborn or a toddler. I'm not kidding. That's the difference. This is the reason why Tammy and I have done well in this business. After that, once they become grown adults, let them venture, let them go. Don't try to control their fate and control what they should do and control what. That is not going to do well, because I'm telling you, if you have a teenager and you're trying to control what they, and it's not going to play in your favor. But if you teach them well, as they grow, I assure you, they will make the right decisions. And if they don't, they will learn from it. That's how we treat associates. We don't baby and mother every members in our business. We teach them the way, and then they move on and they duplicate and multiply. That's how you build an organization. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so at this point, many of you have brought new members in, and it is so important, like we keep repeating, is to get these people started right. New members are excited. New members have fresh lists. New members want to drive this business. They have vision. They're excited. They have a big why at the beginning. So you want to make sure that they're doing the right steps. So we have the 90-day session. We've got week 1. We've got the weeks that are already recorded. So make sure they're going through these sessions. They can't start from now. They have to start from the beginning. Okay. So maybe Chris, after, you can show them the YouTube channel where they can have access to the 90-day, but the 30-day action plan for new members is in week number 1, training and first 10 invites. send. That is the training that was created. The second week that was created was how do we follow up with people effectively and how do we move them along to make a decision. And that's what we've shared a lot of insights on that session on the follow-up process, because a lot of people are afraid to talk to people. Why are they afraid to talk to people? Because they don't know how to move them along. But if they learn how to do it, then it's going to be an easy process for them. Okay. And then week number 3 was about closing. I don't like the word closing because we're looking to open up and develop great relationships and business partners for life.
Yeah, I should have choose a different word there, Tammy. But anyway,
you know, we just hear it all the time in the industry, the word closing. Yeah. So you're opening people to new possibilities, opportunity to make a huge change in their lives. I know this industry has literally transformed our lives. And if it can happen for us, it can happen for anybody, because we keep telling everybody there's nothing special about us, you guys. We're just average people who got sick and tired of I was in a traditional business. You know, people get sick and tired of jobs. People get sick and tired of traditional business, having to go all the time, open the door, close the door, all the stuff, depending on employees. You don't have to do anything like that with this. Okay. But what you need to do is lead and make sure people are following systems and introducing people to opportunity. So week number 3 is very important, because if you're going to do number 1, number 2, number 3, you got to be really, really focused on, because you want new business partners, right? And number 4 is teaching them how to duplicate and how to get started right. Okay. If I would master every single one of these, and the one thing that Chris and I did as students in the industry, and we're still students in the industry, by the way, we still have mentors and we still learn new things and we still constantly try different things to be able to become more effective on social media or whatever it is to grow ourselves personally and professionally, but is to take the time to do this and practice, you guys. Don't just show up at a training and then go on with your day, because you'll never, ever get what you want in this business model if you're not practicing. Mm-hmm. And will you be perfect at the beginning? No. And it's normal to be messy. And you know what? I think people in today's world are not looking for perfection. People in today's world are looking for real people who make real changes. So become that person, right? That you really want to help people and you want to transform your life, and you can show other people how to do it. Okay, so create a simple 30-day plan for your new members. And it's already laid out. Honestly, don't reinvent the wheel. What we've put together, we've been teaching and duplicating for so long. And we've built large organizations for many, many, many years, because we learned the hard way. Okay. And we found the simplest way to move somebody from A to B, from B to C, from C to D. And you'll see when you show up at these trainings. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Sure, absolutely. In fact, what I was doing is I want to take a picture. I want to show people exactly. Okay, hold on.
Put that in the Facebook group.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so let's carry on. So what's happening here, folks, very important in line to Tammy's comment earlier, is let me show you the YouTube channel. Okay, so let's go to YouTube, and I'll share the link here with you. Okay, so let's go here. Global Virtual Opportunity. This is the channel. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy it and put it in the chat right here. Okay.
Make sure this link has to be in every single communication platform that you have with your new members. And remember, new members don't know how to get a new member started right.
So now we're going to go to the play
to lead this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
So now we're going to go to the playlists, and you can see that there's a whole bunch of groups here. Spanish presentation, virtual events, 90-day campaigns. Now, I believe there was a comment here that someone was brand new here.
Yeah.
This will
Anya,
apply to you.
I saw that. Yeah.
And you could see here that there is multiple trainings that we've done. That was the very first one introducing the 90-day campaign. And then session 1, session 2, which was mixed with an event that we had, session 3, session 4. Okay. And now we're starting the February session 1, 2, and 3 because one Saturday we were not available. So we combined 2 trainings in one. And then, and also we have session 4, which is live, which is occurring today. And then we'll start the next month after that. So this is available right now, and it contains a lot of information we talked about. Something else I want to mention, the Success Cycle series, these are really good for someone who has absolutely no idea how to prospect, how to invite, following up, third-party credibility, how to handle objections. So these are all trainings that are available for you, okay? They're there. And the other one that I taught you, notice here, we have the African community presentation, we have French, we have Italian, we have the Friday mornings that we're here, the Wednesday evenings. And now let's see here. Got Back Up Saturday training. If you go here on the full playlist, there is a lot, right? Everything that we've done. So from there, sorry, there's something. Okay. So here, what's happening here is we have, for example, 90-day drive into momentum, rising to goal. Here's a good one. There was one of the things that Tiny talked about here is the activity, create a simple 30-day plan. Well, you don't really need to create it. You can just mimic what's done here.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? We have unlock the potential of goal settings. We got here, there's another one that has to do with the email. Let's see. Make the most out of Ujibu Cloud. This, there's some people are saying, hey, can you do a Q&A session on the Got Backup Cloud? Boom, it's right here. Okay, let's carry on with other things that are here. Handling objections, which is the same one that's pointing on the Success Cycle series. Fundamental strategy. Here we go. Mastering email marketing and content creation with Got Backup and ChatGPT. Do you remember the email I was telling you that I'm sending people? Well, I've instructed ChatGPT, and I got the 4.0 version because I wanted the bells and whistles. And I know there's probably other tools available there. My point in saying here is I give it specific instructions on what I wanted. And as it created these series of emails, then on each emails, I was asking ChatGPT to add this, modify this content, do this. And you know what I'm saying? So from there, that's how I ended up creating the series of emails that are here. Okay. So I also asked him to provide me some really catching titles. And you know what I love is that the thing about the AI is that it's not just your question and what's in the database, but it's a combination of everything that it catches what goes on online, what's trending right now. So that's the reason why it could be very, very helpful for you. So I just want to take a moment to explain to you, how do we generate resources to do what it is we're doing over here? And just for your information, also, if let's say someone happens to be, wants to cancel, okay? Well, what's happening here is the moment someone canceled, do you know that Got Backup will put them into this right away? So they receive an email from me. As you can see, I don't have a lot of people that are canceling, okay? There's another one here about suspended. There's a few more here because some of them also, is over time. But the point here, again,
it could be their credit card has to update anything or something.
So they receive information, and in there, I will just again put click on the eye here. So just a little picture of us, telling that we're sorry to see them, blah, 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 and connect with us. And so far, I don't want to put my phone number because next thing you know, I receive all sort of calls from nowhere. But anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. So these are emails here that are absolutely helpful in automating my business with Got Backup. That's what we wanted to do this training here for you. Okay. So again, everything that we are talking about here is available at your fingertips. The other thing I want to talk about here, folks, is leadership mindset is the key to duplication. New members will follow what you do, not what you say. It's important that if you don't show up into these sessions today, I assure you that your downline won't show up to this session today. If you want to make money, folks, show up. And when you show up, not only you will learn, but you will earn by having your downline evolving and learning. Tammy and I, folks, we're modest people. We've made millions of dollars in this business. How can we afford living in Florida as Canadians, knowing what's going on with the exchange rate at the moment? How is this possible? It's not easy, but for us, it's definitely, I wouldn't say easy. It's definitely doable because of decisions we made, and God backup is one of those decisions. So the fact here, folks, is we always show up for trainings. We always show up for everything. And we tell everybody, it goes into a WhatsApp group, Facebook Messenger, into our email campaigns. Everyone knows. And if you don't show up, then it's on you. But we've done our job. Imagine if all of you would do that. If 1% of you would do that, it's crazy how big this will become. That's why we do these trainings. Show up daily, stay accountable, lead by example. Be the example. Don't just assume your downline will do it. You do it. You show up. You do the calls. You do the invite. I assure you that your downline will duplicate that. Always be willing to teach and mentor your team. Very important. Tammy and I have specialized ourselves in that. That's why we created our own website to mentor our personals, but not just our personals. We're realizing a lot of people need help. We can't mentor everybody. There's just not enough minutes in a day to mentor everybody. But we created an environment where we don't have to reject everybody. They can learn from there. Now, we're going a step further because we have experience into all of this. You don't need to do all that. What I'm saying is you need to create an environment for your team to be able to feel, well, I know where to park my car and I know what to do next. Very important. So the call to action is, who in your team can you mentor? Look at the people you sponsor. Who can you mentor to become the next leader in your team? Because I'm telling you right now, if you get momentum in your business for a moment, I'm telling you, if you don't have leadership within the growth of that momentum you've got, that curve, it's going to turn into a bell and it's going to go down. And you know when it's going to stop going down? It's going to stop when you see the next leaders. These are the people that are presenting, that are initiating, that are training, that are duplicating. That's where it'll stop. And then you have another leader that comes on board. Whoop, it goes up again. And then you get another momentum because there's a promotion, there's cash, there's something. Whoop, the curve goes up. And then the bell goes down again. It stops where the leadership begins. Folks, that is the reality, and that is how you earn a living in this business. So who in your business, let me rephrase that, in your business, who is the next person that is willing to become a leader? And when we talk about a leader, don't be scared by the word leader. We're talking someone that's just going to present and teach others how to do the simple things. Anything else we're going to say, Tammy?
I was just responding to Raman because there's no cheat sheet. Oh, I'm not allowed to send anything. It's not allowing me to do that because I don't have access. But yeah, I just wanted to respond to Raman that there is no cheat sheet for the training itself, but you can go back and review it and take notes and create a sheet. Everything that we do is time consuming, and we also need to focus and build our businesses as well. But it's a great idea. Maybe Chris, through the chat GPT, we can do something quicker, a quick version of stuff like that when it comes to a program. But we don't have that right now. But thanks for asking, because these always trigger ideas for the future.
Yeah, Raman, that's a great idea. We'll put that together.
It really is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So your mission for this week, and write this down, you guys. You know what? Take screenshots. And if you miss some of the screenshots, then you can always go back to the training and just take a picture of one of the slides. And what you can do is when you take a picture of the slides, you can actually copy the content, right? And I've done this with recipes on social media. When I see a really cool, healthy recipe, I take some screenshots and then I copy the content so that I have access to it to make the recipe whenever I feel like it. So it's something that you can do. But your goal is to ensure every single new member that you've signed up is fully on board into the system, and they are on board with week number 1 of the 90-day program. You don't have to be on the same week, but you need to follow them on their week to move them forward, okay? So that they're learning and growing and learning and growing. And then that way it frees up your time while they're watching the training, and it frees up your time to do your business as well, right? So you're not babysitting anybody in this business. They're system dependent, not you dependent, but you do need to guide people. All right. So that's the first thing, is to ensure that they're on board and that they have their devices set up. I got a couple new people on board. I'm making sure that they're getting their devices set up. Why? Because it builds confidence for them to be able to show people when they're out and about, and even on Zoom they can share screen and show what they've done. And you want people to be confident around the service. Okay, so that's part of the process. And go get their first 2. Well, we just went through all of this. Okay, so and then you want to follow the 30-day duplicatable plan, which we just shared with you: week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, and then help at least one team member become a leader. And those in your team, what you really got to be careful with, you guys, because we've been doing this for so long, you need to make sure that the people that you are helping and moving along, that have a desire. You can't convince somebody to become a leader. They're actively showing up. You'll know who they are. They're actively showing up. They're actively connecting with you because they have somebody that they need you to talk to for the follow-up process. Maybe they want you to welcome their new person that just signed up. That's a big one, you guys. When you sign up people, introduce them to your leaders. That is huge. It's absolutely huge. You might think it's not important, but it's so important to the new person that they are recognized in front of your leader that's going to cheer them on. Okay, so all these things have helped us grow a massive, massive business. So we're giving you all the things that have worked for us to grow. And so your challenge is to find one new member in your team members. You may have more. Some of you are great leaders that are following these trainings, and kudos to you, because Chris and I always follow leaders that we want to get to the next level that are in the industry too, so we can see what people are doing, and we like to see what's new and what we can do to become better, right? So find somebody that you can mentor and guide, that are going to follow through the system. You cannot drag anybody across the finish line, because you'll be disappointed and they'll feel like they're a failure, and you don't want anybody to feel like that. Honestly, you got to move people along at the level that they can move along. Okay, and you'll know that when you make those phone calls. You'll know that when you're guiding them and giving them an assignment. Because if you give them an assignment and they can't do that assignment, you might have to step back to a smaller assignment to see what they're willing to do. And if they're not following through with their assignments, they're not the ones that you can take to that next level of leadership. But love everybody where they're at, you guys, honestly, because we love everybody in this company. We love everybody, and whatever they contribute matters. It really matters, you guys. You all matter. But some people really have a desire to get to that next level, and they need that guidance to get to that next level.
Agreed. I totally agree with that. Ditto everything Tammy said. And let's duplicate success and build stronger teams here, folks. So the recap here that we talked about, this last slide, is duplicable system, ensure long-term system success, excuse me. Very important. Remember that. Duplicatable system, ensure long-term success. Onboard new members properly, lead to growth. It's one of the reasons where Raman talked about a cheat sheet, because it simplified things. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you where everything is, and you can plug into what we do if you want to. Okay. And then you can mimic, you can copy, you can create your own. But I'm going to show you where everything is stored for us, because that will kind of answer your question, Raman, in reference to a cheat sheet, because we have everything in one spot.
Yeah.
And the other thing here is leadership and mentoring are key to duplication. As I stated earlier, is as your business grows, and you will have peak momentum at moments because someone came in and something happened and there was excitement for a period of time. But like anything else, it gets cold over time. And for this to stick around, you need people that's going to keep pushing forward. And that's what we call leaders, to encourage the duplication process. And the thing is, you want to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Stay consistent. As Tammy stated earlier, you don't want to completely get cold and disappear from the map and come back again where everything is down to the bottom again. You want to maintain this. Again, it's example of the plane taking off. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and teach others. Teach others. You don't need to know a lot to teach others to install the 2 apps and to sponsor 2 people. And there are so many trainings that are available for you to access all of this. And duplication is key to success, folks. Absolutely key to success. So one thing I want to share with you here, let me just start something else here. I'm going to show you what I use. Okay. And don't worry about this. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the teams, got backup, and team content. There we go. Okay, everything is here. So Ramon, that's an example where getting started guide. The cheat sheet, look at it's all here. Prospect messages, signing up, opportunity presentations, compensation plan, Q&As, 90-day campaigns, method of payment. Everything is here. So people don't have to search for. So remember the email I sent? Well, what's really cool is every time I sign up someone in, but automatically I see them appearing here. I don't see their data. This is not, I don't have access to any of these things. Okay. Just so you understand what's going on here. I don't have emails or anything like that. Okay. So just so you know, I don't collect emails anyway. It's just like board, same thing. When they ask you to put their name in email, it has nothing to do with me. All I'm interested in is for you to have access to this information. And from there, as you are copying this link, I'm going to put it here. If you want to copy this, you're very, very, very welcome to copy it. And then all the information is here. And we also have done that. Now, keep in mind, it's a ChatGPT translation. So there might be some things that are not perfect, but it's there in multiple languages. And we're still working on some.
Yeah.
Okay. But the fact here is this is where everything is. Okay. So it's a very simple process, and we made it simple for people to click and access. You don't have to pay for anything other than you got backup stuff. You got backup business. We just want to make sure that our system is working for everyone, and everything we do is available to you. You have the option to use it or not. It's as simple as that. So this kind of concludes our presentation segment here for today. Folks, at the end of the day, don't give up in your dreams. Don't give up in your dreams because of what we're facing today. And honestly, I think what's happening today, on the positive note, I'm an optimist. Things happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And eventually what's happening is when you grow to a certain level and there's a plateau above your head that can't get you to grow any further, it tends to pierce through it. It's a natural evolution of things. And what's happening with our economy is it needs to grow. It needs to evolve. We need to start thinking different. We need to start getting rid of the old ways into the new ways to be able to move forward into the future. This is what's happening. So don't get all feared and discouraged by what's happening in today's society. It's the evolution of things. But how you maneuver yourself around it will determine your results in the way you're going to live. It's all choices. Got backup, it's a great, great, great opportunity because, again, it's a service that everyone needs with a device that everyone have, a price that everybody can afford, and the growth is unlimited, and the company's revenues increases as increases, our income increases. So if the whole company does better, we all do better because it increases the value of our cycles, which increase the value of our bonuses because it's all connected. Folks, it is such an incredible compensation plan. It's such an incredible business. And Joel has some amazing things that are coming. And it's one of the reasons why he kind of stepping back from the front presentations. He's going to come in as special guest, but you're going to hear from him from emails, from all sort of announcements. There's a lot of things coming with all these AI ideas to sort through your stuff. And folks, it's exciting what's coming. Don't give up because of some that may not see the better future or the bigger future, or they can't see the vision. You stay focused. You stay on target. Folks, it is worth it. You have no idea. Or maybe some of you do.
We're all going to be celebrating in 2 to 5 years on just staying the course, doing the daily activities, and growing and helping others grow. You'll see. How many times have we said that to brand new people, Chris, when we'd go to different countries and people would get discouraged, and we sat down with them, and Dr. KOA, you were one of them. I remember that, just sitting down saying, wait until you see what your life is going to look like in 2 to 5 years, and bang. It's amazing what happens in this industry when you stay focused and you stay committed, even when other people try to discourage you or talk you out of it, or you get more no's than you do yeses. That's so normal. Actually, that develops you even better. I love the no's because it challenges me to become better and have better communication, to maybe build that relationship a little bit stronger and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, your life, if you follow the stuff that we're teaching and you take action on it, and every single day you're moving forward in learning and developing yourself, you're not only are you going to be so impressed on the person you're going to become in 2 to 5 years, but your lifestyle will change.
Perfect. And Lorraine, I'm glad that you're here. That's your day 2. Don't give up. Plug in. Go back to this training. Hopefully you were there at the beginning, and go through the trainings we have. Folks, we have a library of training information that is enough information for every one of you here to become black diamonds. I am not kidding, and I'm not just making that up. I assure you they will be black diamonds as we keep moving forward.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do not give up. Keep moving forward, and don't necessarily choose to follow the herd, because sometimes the herd, they will do what they do. What you need to do is choose a goal, choose a path, and stay the course in that path that makes you happy, that is in line with your goals in life. And that's what we want to help you achieve. So have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. We will see you on Wednesday and Friday of next week. We look forward to present. For us, it's an absolute honor to share this information with you. Have yourself a great weekend, and bye.
Invite a bunch of guests.